welcome back to Let's Talk Movies. This is episode number 8, and we are your hosts. I'm Brad.
I'm Miguel.
And we have a very special guest joining us today. This is my wife, Julia. How are you, Jules?
I'm good.
Good. We're glad you're with us tonight.
Thank you.
Miguel,
you totally guilt-tripped him. You guilt-tripped him to be in this podcast. Don't lie.
Kind of. But
Yeah.
it's fine.
Well, here's the thing is like, when I was trying to figure out where we were going to go with episode 8, this is a complete departure from where I was like planning on going and where I thought this was going to go.
I came up with it.
But I'm kind of glad that we're going in this direction because I think it's going to be fun and it's going to be something different than we've talked about
Yeah, for sure.
past.
Yeah.
So, how the hell are you, Miguel? How's your week been?
It's been hella busy, man. I mean, guys, I basically run a business and I go to school and then I also, kind of try to have a social life. So yeah, it gets really
Full-time.
busy over here. Yeah, full time. And also I do this podcast and I try to watch different movies. What movies have I seen this week? I haven't seen any movies. I've mainly been watching the Lucifer's TV show on Netflix. Have you checked that out?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit. I actually watched a little bit with you guys at the old house, I think.
It's really good. I've rewatched it like 3 times. I got my dad on it right now. He's watching it.
Yeah.
Fun fact, do you know that's connected to the DC universe?
What?
It is.
Isn't it
that-
about like the devil?
Yeah, it's about Lucifer, and this Lucifer is in the DC universe, and they confirmed that with the CW superhero TV shows, like John Constantine, that show, like they had like some crossover, and it had.
So
Lucifer.
he's like confirmed. Like, is he technically a DC villain then?
Technically, but he's not a he's not a villain. He's
Loosely.
just like loosely a villain.
Loosely a DC villain.
But
That's
it's
cool.
really interesting. Yeah.
That's cool. I actually
you
I've been watching on my lunch break at work. It's like 30-minute episodes. It's on Disney Plus. It's called The World According to Jeff Goldblum. Dude, it is awesome. It's like it's on, is it National Geographic or Discovery that Disney owns? I think it's National Geographic.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a National Geographic show where he just like goes around and explores like random stuff. Like one episode was on denim. There was another one I watched today on tattoos, barbecue. It's just like random stuff, but he explores it like in a different way than you would normally do it. Like in the tattoo episode, he went to this place where they're basically working on like genetically engineering tattoos. So it's for health purposes. So basically,
Okay.
for like they're doing eventually their goal is to move into like actual permanent tattoos, but the example that he had on the show was like you'll have a temporary tattoo, they put it on his hand, and for somebody with sensitive skin, they're sensitive to UV rays from the sun. It's like a little ring around their hand, 2 little rings that are different colors, and you go out in the sun and the tattoo changes color according to like how much sun exposure you've had, and it's stuff like that. And their goal is to give people permanent tattoos to the point where like people who have diabetes and stuff like that, who have to watch their cholesterol, their glucose, anything like that, their blood sugar, like it'll change colors, and your tattoo is going to be like your monitor for for your health, and for if you need an insulin, it'll give you like a notification, I need insulin. So it's different stuff like that. He just travels around. He met with like this wild boys group of men who does like insane barbecuing and stuff like that. It's just a really like fun, cool show.
And also Jeff Goldblum is just an absolute character, so I'm sure
he
people
is a
love having him around.
character, and I love him. I've always really liked him as an actor, as a human being. He's weird, but he's weird in the right way, in all the right ways. You know what I mean?
A very eccentric guy.
So, what else have we watched this week?
The X-Files.
We've watched the X-Files. Yeah, we're still on our X-Files binge. But I told you last week, that's a long haul, man. You got to be in it for the long haul with the X-Files.
I'm sure if like I watch like the first couple of shows, I'll probably get addicted to it. But right now, I can't take another show to get addicted to.
Another drama show?
Yeah, exactly.
The
Have
beginning's
you seen?
not the greatest.
Is it a slow burn?
Well, the graphics are really bad.
Okay, it was like 1993 though.
But it's fine. But now I'm waiting for Mulder and Scully to just get ready and bite the bullet and show their love to one another.
She's waiting for him to have filthy sex.
Spoil alert. Your spoiler alert, like literally everyone that hasn't seen it. That's fine.
I haven't done it yet, but they better be doing it soon.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well,
it's fine.
Whatever.
That Jeff Goldblum show, it reminds me of a Netflix show that I started think last month. Have you heard of Somebody Feed Phil?
Uh-uh.
It's pretty much the same premise. This guy named Phil, he's like a I think he's like a producer or a writer of like one of these old comedy shows. I think it was Curb Your Enthusiasm or Seinfeld, and he's just doing basically what Anthony Bourdain did. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I about said you're not cultured.
Yes, I know who I love that like adventure just discovered the world stuff.
Exactly.
I
That's pretty
love
much what he
that
does.
stuff.
It's exciting, and I'm glad that came out because he's honestly doing a pretty good job on it. Obviously,
Yeah.
not to the level of Anthony Bourdain, but he's doing a pretty good job. And
Yeah.
I need to continue watching that one. It's interesting.
Yeah. Well, that Jeff Goldblum show, it dropped, I think, right before COVID happened. Like they had filmed the first season. So hopefully they do more because it's just like 30 minutes of like mindless entertainment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we love that.
And that's always a good thing. So we got a fun show today. I titled this The Great Pixar Debate because we are going to go through our favorite Pixar film, our least favorite Pixar film, and then one that deserves a proper sequel. And I must say, this was really hard.
Was it really for you
This
guys?
was really difficult for me.
Dang, I have my list the second we made that idea.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to get started on this one. How do you want to get started with it, though?
It's going to be fun. Well, first we got a little bit of Spider-Man news that I wanted to dip us into. It's just a little bit of a eeny weeny bikini Spider-Man news. Just a little something, something, something.
Yeah.
So today, Tom Holland was on. Well, the episode dropped today. I'm sure they filmed it, a few days ago. But Tom Holland was on the Variety Awards Circuit podcast, and naturally, they brought up Spider-Man 3 really briefly. I was expecting, as we all know, Tom Holland is the king of dropping spoilers when they should not be dropped.
Yeah.
If you remember that video back when Infinity War was coming out, he said, everybody dies. And Don Cheadle was like,
no.
He said that?
He said,
yeah.
It was in an interview for Infinity War. And
hold on. Did you say Tom Holland said that?
Yes.
No, that was Mark Ruffalo.
Oh.
Did he?
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland are two of the worst people that drop stories because the way it went, Mark Ruffalo said was like,
fired.
Yeah, he was like, Mark Ruffalo literally went. He was like, oh, just wait till this next movie.
Oh
he said he went. Everybody dies, and Don Cheadle was like, no.
Well, the way he looked at him, like, what do we do? Like Don Cheadle, like, didn't know what to say next. But so they talked about Cherry a lot, that new movie with the Russo brothers that Tom Holland's got coming out. They mentioned Uncharted. Tom Holland said a couple cool things about Uncharted being the most violent he's ever filmed in terms of like the stunts that he had to do. He actually got like cut up and nicked and bruised and stuff while they were filming Uncharted, which I think is cool. I think that's going to be like an Indiana Jones style take on that. And I think that's perfect for him. He's the perfect like young Nathan Drake. But here's what he had to say about Spider-Man 3. The guy interviewing him, I'm not sure what his name is, but he was pushing. He was trying to, the way his questions were worded, he was trying to make him like slip something. But here's what he had to say. The interviewer asked him, can you tell us anything about the upcoming Spider-Man movie that you're filming? And Tom said, obviously, I can't really say anything. And he said, well, you could, jokingly, he said, you can tell us what happens at the end, right? And Tom said, well, it's funny because I nearly told you right then. You were so close to getting what you want. Like he admitted he almost let it slip. But he said, I can say that it is the most ambitious standalone superhero movie ever made. You sit down, you read the script, and see what they're trying to do, and they're succeeding. It's really impressive. I've never seen a standalone superhero movie quite like it, and I'm just, again, that lucky little shit who happens to be Spider-Man in it. We got a lot more shooting to do. We started before Christmas and shot for like 7 weeks. We stopped for the Christmas break, and then we're starting again. I'm just as excited as everyone else to see it, let alone be a part of it. So if you want to kind of unpack that a little bit,
Tom Holland learned a lot. They taught him very well.
Well, I think he learned a lot, and I also think that Kevin Feige and the Disney execs were probably like, this is the biggest thing we've ever done. If you spoil this, we're recasting you. Like, I'm sure he was done.
I'm sure. I'm sure he has like a shock collar like around his ankle. So like if they notice anything, they're just like, nope. So I'm pretty sure that's probably how it is now. I'm sure there's one on Mark Ruffalo and Tom Holland because
Just at
those
all
two, like I
times.
said, are the worst people to spoil.
Every time
And
he picks up his phone, zip.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, oh man, that makes it so interesting. But he mentioned it as like the standalone movie. I mean, there's a lot of people in it though.
Well, there were a lot of people that brought that up about why is he saying it's a standalone movie? Because we know it ties into WandaVision and Doctor Strange. I think he's saying a standalone movie basically because they are adding Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in it. And I mean, obviously, I know he didn't straight up say that. That hasn't been officially said. But I think, I mean, if we're connecting the dots, I
Yeah.
think it's fairly confirmed that this is going to be a Spider-Verse thing, especially because he's usually like all excited. And I mean, I listened to that little clip of him on the podcast on Apple Podcasts, and the guy was like, "So Tom, what do you think about Spider-Man 3?" And Tom was like, "It was great. It was great. It was great. It's great. I love it. It's great. It's great." And that was like, he was very like, "You're not going to get me. You're not going to get me. It's not going to happen. Don't even ask."
Pretty much,
But,
yeah.
so he had his guard up, but I thought that was
And
really interesting.
yeah, it sounds interesting. And also like just thinking about like the hype that's gonna happen whenever it's done filming, because I mean,
I know.
right now it's just filming and everyone is already throwing theories. And so I really can't wait for the first trailer to drop. Is there any news about when that trailer is gonna drop?
No, I mean,
Nothing?
I think it's probably going to be, you know, if you think back to like December, you know, that Sony executive said that we were going to get a teaser trailer before Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, that
Nothing.
didn't happen because I think they were planning to do that Kraven's Last Hunt storyline with Spider-Man 3, and then they veered off and did this Spider-Verse idea. I think this Spider-Verse thing came really last minute, which is why it's all come like boom, 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 boom. It's just been like news left and right about it because I think it all happened really quickly. So I mean, he said they only have like half of it filmed. They still have to start filming. I believe he said they're going to film next week is when it like resumes. So hopefully we'll have a trailer or a teaser trailer at the end of spring, maybe. Which I'm hoping that's when we get a Halloween Kills teaser trailer too.
I
or
was
a poster.
Thinking like at the Super Bowl though. I mean, it makes sense. Maybe.
I mean, it could. I guess it could, but I wouldn't bet on that one for the Super Bowl just because I think they're in the early stages of filming for that. Well, he also asked him. He said, "Well, when was the last time you saw Andrew Garfield or Kirsten Dunst or Tobey Maguire?" And he was like, "I've never met Kirsten Dunst." And he said it real quickly, and he was like, "I've met Andrew a couple of times. He's a good bloke." Or, you know, Tom Holland with his English voice.
Yeah.
But you know, he I think how old is he?
Derpy.
He's 23. He's like our age.
Stop.
Yep.
That's younger than me.
He's got
worth millions, and he's younger than me.
But he was real cool. He was like, "I've never met Kirsten Dunst. I've never met her. I'm sure she's great, but I've never met her."
He's
and then
24.
He's 24.
Okay, there you go. So
and,
he's about our age.
Yeah. And he said, "I've met, you know, Andrew Garfield a couple of times. He's real nice. He's real supportive." And he said, "I've bumped into Tobey Maguire at a couple of LA parties and stuff, but nothing major." I was like, "You're trying real hard, and it's obvious you're trying." But
that's exciting, though.
I thought that was funny. It is exciting.
I wonder if they all like met up whenever they found out Tom Holland's gonna be cast, and they like talked over like, you know, their point of views. You know what I mean? Like how their take was in Spider-Man. I feel like that'd be a dope conversation to have.
It would be.
You know
It'd be cool. But all right, you ready to hop in?
Sure.
All right, let's do this thing. So, like I said, this was not at all where the hell I thought this week's episode was going to go. But I'm glad you thought of it because A, this ended up being really hard, and B, I think this is going to be kind of a debate between the three of us. So I'm excited.
I'm ready.
I don't know about you guys. I didn't include, and it just kind of fell this way. I didn't include any sequels in my three.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't include it, and it's okay if you did. For me, I didn't include any of the Toy Story sequels. I didn't do Cars 2. I didn't do Monsters University, Finding
Cars
Glory.
2.
We'll talk about that.
Okay. Isn't it like better than the first one? I feel like that's what everybody says.
We'll talk about that.
No, okay, yeah, we'll talk about it later then.
What are you drinking tonight?
Literally water.
Mm.
Yeah.
Healthy.
We're drinking
Healthy.
Woodford
Stay
Reserve double oak.
hydrated.
Yeah, that's because you guys just got off of this 30 diet. My God,
did.
guys, I feel
That's
so
right.
bad.
When you come over Sunday, I can't wait to drink beer. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
We don't have any beer or wine in the house. All we have is liquor.
don't.
So we have bourbon. It's fine.
I took a sip of that peppermint schnapps the other day, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Woo!"
It smells like cough syrup.
Oh my
But-
goodness. That's a healthy way to drink.
All right, let's hop in. I'm only including Pixar films that I've seen
Well,
Mhm.
in
yeah.
my list because
You
I mean,
can't answer if you don't know what happened.
I know, but
Come on,
that's what I'm
Brad.
saying. I didn't. There were a few that I hadn't, like Brave. I haven't seen Brave.
I haven't seen Brave.
So
I have my answers on my phone. So if you're a YouTube person, I'm not texting us.
if
Yeah,
you're
she
watching
just-
this, just
He's
know.
literally just third wheeling this podcast right now.
Fine.
All right, so how about we start with least favorite? Who wants to go first?
I will.
All right,
Okay.
So here's how we'll do this. We'll all say our least favorite, and then we'll all say the next one, and then so on.
Okay.
So what was your least favorite Pixar movie, babe?
Toy Story 4, it sucks. It's terrible.
Dang.
Terrible. Have you seen it, Miguel? Brad has.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, unfortunately.
Okay, so listen. Here's what. Am I allowed to talk about it, or do I need to wait?
No, talk
No,
about
Okay.
it.
go for it.
So
Take your
here's
time, baby.
Here's the plot, okay? So at the end of Toy Story 3, all of Andy's toys end up being left to Bonnie, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And
Really solid ending.
yes!
I
Yes.
cried when I saw that ending. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
Yes.
absolutely.
And they leave, like Andy leaves to go to college, and Woody says, "So long, partner." And it's like,
Perfect ending.
so
The floodgates open.
emotional. It's like a perfect trilogy. It wraps it all up with a bow. Well, then they were like, okay, we're going to make more money off of children today, which is fine, whatever. When it
Off
came,
of children.
I
Off
mean,
of us. Off of people in their late 20s. That's
Yeah, you're right.
that's who
Pretty
they're
much,
making their
yeah.
money
But
off of.
anyway, so when it came out in the theaters, I didn't go see it. I don't know if I didn't have anybody to go with, or I don't know what happened. I don't even know if when did it come out?
I'm not positive.
It came out in
It was fairly
2019.
recently, right?
2019.
Yeah,
2019. I knew it wasn't long ago.
Okay, so I can't remember if I wanted to if I didn't want to go see it without you, or if I wanted to see it with my mom, or what. I don't know.
Okay.
But I didn't go see it, and I thought, okay, I'll just wait until it comes out on Netflix or Disney Plus, whatever. So it came out on Disney Plus, and I streamed it, and I was like, this freaking sucks. Like, this is terrible because no,
Dang.
listen. So all of them are in the car with Bonnie, which is fine. Like, I'm fine with the fact that they went to Bonnie because like toys should still be played with even if your child grows up.
Mhm.
That's fine. That's not the issue. The issue is they're in this RV. Shut up, Brad. They're in this RV and they're going on this major road trip with Bonnie and her parents.
Uh-huh.
And she makes this fork toy thing at school out of pipe cleaners or something, and it becomes her favorite toy. And because Woody is so noble, he's willing to protect this plastic fork at all costs. And Forky is like, I'm trash. I need to go in the trash where I belong. Like, he's like ready to throw himself out of the van to go die and be trash, which is fine because he's trash. Like, that's fair. You do what you want. So Woody jumps the RV to save him, to get him back. And then they end up at this carnival place, and there's like these toys that are prizes. Do you guys regret having me
I feel
on
like
this?
Jovi talking to Buddy the Elf where she's like, they're pretty pissed about this. Like, you're pissed.
Okay, now listen. So they meet all these new toy characters, which that's fine, you know, whatever. There's other toys in the world. I'm cool with that. But then at the very, very end, no, there's more. Next.
But wait.
Next, Woody finds Bo Peep. So Bo Peep, Andy got rid of her throughout the years. I don't know. And Woody and Bo Peep are in love. So he finds her at this carnival. She's like a lost toy, and she has this caravan of all these other lost toys, and they hang out together, and they're like a clique or whatever. And he finds her, and he feels this, what's the word where you like not, you're torn? There's a better
Torn?
word than that, but that's, I guess, what I'm going for. So he feels torn. I don't know. Shut up, Brad. Okay. He feels torn to to stay with Bonnie or stay with Bo Peep.
Right.
And he eventually comes to the decision that he's going to stay with Bo Peep, which again, that's fine. But he leaves Buzz. That's my problem.
He
Like,
leaves Buzz.
he would never, ever leave Buzz.
Uh-huh.
Like, he abandons his friendship. I mean, they end on good terms. Like, it's not like he's like, okay, bye, I'm gonna go be with my girlfriend. Like, they end on good terms, but he still leaves Buzz. And I don't think that's like, that's just not the Woody that I know. And because they ended the third one so well, and then they went and made the fourth one just to make more money and to screw with your head on Woody's relationship with Buzz, that's why I have a problem with it. So as soon as you were like, oh, we're going to do one we hate, I was like, where's Toy Story 4? Because it sucks. It's bad.
That was a really long-winded, heated explanation for that.
It really was.
I'm sorry. I'm new to being on the podcast. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm going to rebuttal. I can see why you're upset with Toy Story 4 because, I mean, mainly Toy Story 3 was just the end, basically a generation of people that watch Toy Story. So, like, people our age, like, I mean, we grew up, and whenever you went off to college, I mean, that's technically us. Like, we were pretty much leaving. But I think now the new Toy Stories, the fourth one is like a beginning of a new generation of kids, you know, that are younger than us that are going to start watching Toy Story.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
They could watch the originals.
So you're clearly like really upset that they continued, but it's for like the younger kids. Toy Story 3 was for us. Let's be truthful. Toy Story 3 was for us to end it. And then Toy Story 4 is for the new kids to come in and enjoy the. But that story sounds dumb as hell. So, like, are they not going to see each other anymore with, like, Buzz and Woody? Is that it?
He, like, goes off with Bo Peep's caravan of misfit toys, and Buzz stays with Bonnie in the RV. Yeah.
I haven't seen part 4, but I gotta say 3 was the perfect ending. That's about all I have to say.
We watched, Brad hadn't seen it, and I was like, we're gonna watch Toy Story 3. And when they were in the thing that goes down with the fire.
Yeah.
At the dumpster, but what's it called?
The trash compactor.
I guess, yeah.
The burner,
okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, the burner.
When they're like sliding down in the garbage, Brad said, "Is this the end?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is. They all die."
Yeah, roll credits.
Yep. It's fine.
Dang, Brad, you're pretty dark for a kid show.
Do you see all this shit behind me?
That is true. That is very true. You're a very dark human being now, and you're wearing Nirvana too.
That's true.
Hey, don't bash Nirvana.
All right, Miguel. Moving on.
Sorry.
What do you have for your least favorite? What you got?
For my least favorite?
Yep.
All right, guys. Be honest with me. Let me know how you think about this one. It was A Bug's Life. Yeah.
I understand.
It's like it's good, but it's not. It's like bottom level good.
I liked it a lot when I was little. It's a really good one, but it's not. I don't know that it's top 5 for me.
It doesn't teach a lesson.
Yeah, because every Disney movie has to teach a lesson. It does to a certain degree.
What's the lesson? You can be different and still be cool?
No, it's basically rise against tyrannical power. These little grasshoppers.
Did you ever realize that
they come, they eat, they leave?
Did you ever realize that A Bug's Life is literally the all-out war storyline of The Walking Dead?
But they're not zombies.
Is it really?
No, but like the concept of like Negan, Negan is that grasshopper, and like the saviors are all of his, and they're coming to take half of what the ants have, and then the ants have to keep. You haven't seen The Walking Dead.
Is Negan the bat guy?
Yes. And that's basically what happens in The Walking Dead is his group goes and they find Rick's group. Like they find other survivor groups.
Right.
And they're like.
And they take over their food and stuff?
They take half of what they have, but they keep taking like half. and they make the other ones like work it up
Wow.
because they're terrible. But
Yeah.
that's basically what
But
A Bug's Life is.
Wow, I didn't realize that. I mean, to a certain extent, yeah, there's some parallels there.
It
But
definitely it is.
but again, like I mean, Bugs Life just wasn't really my favorite movie. Even back then, like when I first saw it, I wasn't all that interested in it. Plus, I didn't like bugs, so those kind of freaked me out.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Like,
I
I was
have
kinda
the
frightened
theme
of
song
bugs.
going through my head now. Thanks.
Alrighty, my
about you?
favorite or my least
Oh, your least
favorite.
favorite.
My least favorite. This entire franchise, I've seen them all, and it's just kind of meh to me. Is Cars.
I fucking called it.
Speed.
And it's
I
not.
have speed.
I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, he's not a car person. He doesn't understand. But like, I don't.
Ow! Isn't that what he says?
I like
Yeah,
it.
it
It's not. It's not that I don't like it. I mean, when I say I don't like any of these, or I have a favorite, it's kind of. It's not literal, basically.
Rear view mirrors. Get you some, and I'll teach you sometime.
But Cars is fine. It's just. I mean, it's got a good cast. If you remember do you remember the PS2 video game, the Cars video game?
I never played it.
It was dope.
Bring
I
it
like
out
the
the
video game
archives.
10 times better than I like the movie.
What do you
Dang.
have to do?
Wait, isn't like the second?
You just drive around Radiator Springs and like
Are you
do little
Lightning?
missions, and yeah, you play as Lightning. You play as
Can you be Mater?
yeah, you can be
Tug
Mater.
Like
There's a couple of
Mater,
them.
but
Mater?
without the tub.
And you can like customize the cars and stuff. But it
I like Sally.
for some reason it's never been one of my favorites.
Ooh.
It's okay, but it's not. It doesn't hit the way Toy Story or Monsters Inc. or Finding Nemo or any of those do for me.
Oh, okay, you're not emotionally attached to it. Who?
Yeah,
who's,
I'm really not. It's not that it's a bad movie, but I'm not emotionally attached. Like,
yeah,
at all.
I know what you mean. Who
What were you gonna
voiced
say?
Tow Mater?
Oh,
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy. There you go.
Yep.
God, I fucking love him. He's hilarious.
God, Ollie.
God, Ollie.
So the last time we went to Disney World was the summer after I graduated college. So that was 2018. And we stayed at the Art of Animation Resort, which is like the newest cheap one.
Yeah.
And the section we were in was like all Cars themed, and we stayed in a cone. Like our
That's
hotel building was a cone.
That's cool.
The Cozy
is
Cone
dope.
Hotel. It was
That
really
is
cool.
cool.
And there
I
was
like
like
that.
they were like the cars outside, and like we took pictures with Luigi and everything.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty lit.
You didn't like. Also, like, do you not remember the soundtrack to Cars?
John
There's
Mayer's
like a
on
there's
it.
like a song. There's like a song I remember.
Get your
My
kicks
brother.
on route.
Is it Life is a Highway?
Yeah,
Yes.
the rest
Yeah.
of that song.
That one right there, yeah. Life is a highway. My brother had that literally ripped on every single CD he had. You remember? You remember like when we like rip songs and put it on
Yeah,
CD?
That
Yeah.
MP3 player back in
Exactly.
2005.
that CD burning life.
Exactly. My brother had like 6 CDs, and the first song was "Life Is a Highway." I remember
Life
that
is
so
a
bad.
highway.
Yep.
That is a good song.
It is a good song. All right.
All right, so what do we want to do next? Do we want to do favorite, or do we want to do which one deserves a proper sequel?
The sequel. We
Let's
gotta save
do
the
our
favorite.
sequels. Yeah.
Okay, let's do the sequel. I feel that.
All right.
You want to go,
I'll
or do you want to start?
I'll start first. I
Cool.
think my the one I want to see a sequel to is Ratatouille.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's a good movie.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I love Ratatouille.
I didn't think about that.
Yep.
That is. I
I just want to see how it continues, because I mean, because obviously if you guys haven't seen Ratatouille, like he succeeds in being a chef, but
Mhm.
the restaurant that they were at gets closed down because it's filled
Infiltrated
with
with
rats. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they get another small restaurant that's
right.
that's like run by rats. So
And
like, I'm
it's like
curious to
for
see how it works
rats.
out. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
for
Right.
rats too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd like to see how they do a sequel to that.
Oh,
Exactly.
And what's his name? Linguini, and he has a girlfriend at the end.
He does.
He does.
How do things go with them? Maybe Remy gets a lover. You never know.
Okay.
A
Yeah,
lover.
I
Ugh.
swear, I'm almost certain. If I were to throw a theory out about Ratatouille 2, it would most definitely be like a love interest movie kind of thing. You know
That's
what I
fine.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all for that.
I don't ever want to think of a Pixar character having a lover again.
You're my
What?
lover. Fun fact.
She got sued today
Stop.
for copyright infringement.
You
She
know
got
how
sued.
that song says we can keep the Christmas lights up till January? Brad's
Yeah.
gonna
Shut
be
the hell
pissed.
up.
He took ours down today.
Did he really?
Today, it's February 4th.
Dang, you really held on.
Okay.
Your life on that.
We have had the most active winter we've had in 2 years.
We've had our first white Christmas, if that makes sense.
It does. We have had our first white Christmas. They haven't been plugged in. They haven't been plugged in a month.
Oh no, they were unplugged from the extension cord since the 27th of December. But...
All right, moving on.
Okay.
What was
I knew you'd be mad. Huh?
Well, I'm not mad. What was your deserves a sequel movie?
Monsters Inc. We got a prequel, but what happens to Boo?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that was mine too. I completely agree with you.
Marriage. Okay, so listen to this. Okay, so do you guys know that there's like this fan theory? If I was gonna be on it.
I've heard them. Yeah.
Hold on.
God.
Okay, so if there was gonna be any episode that I was gonna be on, it has to be children's movies because I like all of them. So there's this fan theory that all Pixar films are connected and they exist in like the same world. Which yes, but guess what? So I like read on it. Do you guys like know the extent of this fan theory?
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I know the whole Tarzan is really.
That's not Pixar.
I know, but they say it's the same thing, right?
No, that's like the princesses because he's like related to Ariel and stuff, and Elsa and Anna. But listen.
He's related to Ariel too?
I think.
I thought Tarzan was just related to. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, so here's. I'm not gonna try to talk as much as I did for the Toy Story 4 thing. Okay, so
chop.
For this fan theory, so it's like they all exist in the same world, and it starts off with Brave because that takes place in like 1600s, like Ireland, Scotland, wherever. Okay, so it's Celtic, and because it's Celtic, there's like some witchcraft going on, and from Brave, they get the magic for like toys to talk and for animals to talk and all of these other things. And it's like super in depth. And if you want to look it up, you can. But at the very, very end, it talks about Boo, where she goes through the doors in Monsters Inc. And they're actually doors to like through time.
Oh my God.
And it says that she is the witch that like started it all in Brave. Like she time traveled back because she had to get to Sully.
I don't know if I want to think about Boo as a witch though.
Well, not witch like scary, witch like old lady who dabbles in magic and like wants her friend back.
Oh, okay.
She misses Sully so much that she spends her entire life trying to figure out how to time travel.
Okay.
And she travels through the doors.
Oh, okay.
And she wants to see him again. And I really would like to see if she ever gets to him or like what happens to her. I don't know. Isn't that cool though?
I would, for me, like Billy Crystal and John Goodman had such good chemistry in that movie.
Yeah.
And I would like.
That is Billy Crystal.
It is.
That just occurred to me.
Yeah. Like I would like to see, and it's the same kind of thing as like, I know Lilo and Stitch isn't Pixar, but I would love to see them do a real sequel to Lilo and Stitch where Lilo is like
an adult,
her sister's age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I would love to see one where Boo is grown and like she does find them again, or like maybe even like, the two of them have to go into her world for something. Yeah. Like if there's a bad monster in her world that like leaves the closet and like is out there, like something like that. And like you said about all of these being related, I have to say Disney and Pixar, I think their strongest thing and the reason their movies are so good is they build worlds so well. You know what I mean?
I mean, they've been not necessarily like building, like they've been connecting every single movie with subtle hints, kind of like a Stephen King. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't even mean, Stephen King movies. They say that all Stephen King movies are related.
In the same, like.
That are in like the same universe. Yeah.
What? For real?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
You have to watch, what's that movie? It's something that has to do. Matthew McConaughey's in it. That one.
Did you see Dr. Sleep?
Have you seen The Shining?
I have not seen Dr. Sleep.
Dr. Sleep is the sequel to The Shining.
It was better. It was better than The Shining.
It is very good. It's like these.
It's one of the few sequels. It's like The Godfather Part 2 is better than The Godfather.
Well, it's
Doctor
also
Sleep is actually better than The Shining.
it's newer,
Oh,
so
wow.
like the graphics are better and everything.
Yeah, clearly.
The story's better though.
But in it, it's can we talk about this or is this like a veer? Is that bad?
No, I don't care.
Okay, so in it,
Fine with me.
what's the boy's name?
Which one?
The kid in
Danny?
The Shining. Yes.
Danny.
In it, Danny's like grown up, and he still shines, but he tries. Tony. He tries to like stifle his shine because it scares him. And he figures out that there's this girl who shines too, who's in middle or high school or something. And they discover together that there's this group of vampires who shine, and they try to they kill people who shine and suck their shine to like survive. It's pretty out there, and they have to like go back to the hotel to like destroy them.
Plot twist. Boo shines.
It's good. It's very good. Would
We
recommend.
went from Pixar to Stephen King.
We really
I'm
did.
sorry.
That was a huge diversion.
Yeah, it was.
I think it's on HBO Max.
It is.
Yeah.
Moving back to Pixar though.
Sorry.
You're good. I looked up Monsters Inc. today when I was prepping for this show, and I saw. So they were the first draft of Monsters Inc. I believe it was just called Monsters. The first draft of this was done in 1996.
Well, it came out when.
I mean, it came out in 2001, but I mean, it
Oh.
was like it came out in 2001. They had the first draft done in 1996. There were two stories. The first one that they scrapped, it was like a 30-year-old man who was scared of monsters, but every monster like represented like a different fear. And they scrapped that. I'm glad
Sounds
they
like
scrapped
Inside
that
Out.
because that's weird.
Yeah.
And then the second draft of it, there was no Mike Wazowski. It was just Sully and Boo.
Oh, that's not as fun.
I know. It was just the two of them, and it was like their bond together. So, but I thought that was interesting. That was kind of cool.
Also, these Disney Pixar movies, they take a while to be made.
They really do.
Like, do you understand like the process it takes to make these movies? Like, not only does the script have to be perfect, but also the animation. Dude, in college, I had two choices: either being a computer science major or a pilot. The reason why I wanted to be a computer science major because I love these Pixar movies. I love all these animations that they had, and obviously you had to learn how to be a computer scientist in order to also be able to deal with animations. And I looked up all about how they had to make it, and oh my god, it's so in depth.
It really is.
It's called I forgot what it's called. It's like a pipeline. That's what they call it. That they go through. And they go through so many different codes, so many different animations, and like when you see the process of how it's made, it's absolutely incredible because they have to start from scratch. They can't just cast a character. Like they have to create each character from the bottom up, each landscape from the bottom up. And
well, I mean, it all starts out as concept art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like if you, I mean, you know, like at Disney World, I mean, and MGM Studio. I know it's called Hollywood. I'm from Florida. And it's always going to be
haven't been
MGM
there
to
in a
me.
while, that's why.
Whatever.
That was the difference.
But at MGM,
Hollywood,
whatever, they have that whole section where you can like see how they animate. Like they have like actual video of them sketching Stitch for the first time and like early drafts of like what Stitch's face looked like. I mean, it's a whole process. I mean, in college, one of my projects that I did was on Walt Disney and him starting all the animation stuff.
Cool.
And it was serious. He started Disney in like a little, it was like a little, like 2-office, like shack of a place that they rented out for like, I mean, it was something ridiculous. I mean, it was, you know, you got to think it was early 1900s. So, I mean, you know, it didn't cost anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But when he built his like state-of-the-art animation facility, I mean, Walt Disney had underground tunnels and spaces underground where the animators could still work if the electricity went out, if there was bad weather. Like he was serious. Like those people, nice and of course, it's not animation. Of course, it's not the animation we have now. I mean, it was the Steamboat Willie stuff, but it's just serious. I mean, like you said, it's crazy.
And if you see how how much has progressed over the years. Like when you see Toy Story 1, you could see how dated that
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
And then you get to like Coco
Now.
and all that. It's absolutely beautiful how well they've been able to grow over the years. And it's just a testament to like how much effort they put into all this and how much they've learned to do all
Yeah.
these animations. It's absolutely beautiful.
Well,
And what's funny
even
is that
Soul.
yeah,
Huh?
Soul.
Soul looked
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
Soul and Coco are two of their best looking, like the colors
Yeah,
that they
Coco
use.
is really pretty.
And
Mhm.
I mean, it's like every scene is a color palette.
Did you watch
Yeah.
And
Soul?
it's just amazing.
I saw bits and pieces of it whenever we talked the other night.
It's very good.
You need to watch it.
I do. It's on my list. Don't worry.
It's good.
But
it has
yeah,
a nice message as well.
oh yeah, I think I watched a video on that. Mainly if I can't see the movie, I end up just watching reviews and theories of it.
Well, it's not as fun.
Kinda how I get
though.
it.
Our
Hey, but
art
it's
teacher, our art teacher, hi friends, I'm a music teacher, and our art teacher said that she's actually going to use the Jerry's to teach abstract art.
That's pretty dope.
I was like, that is smart. She's like,
That
yeah,
is.
because when it came out, I was like, oh my gosh, kids will totally understand this.
Yep.
And I was like, you go, girl.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, are we ready to move on to our favorite? Because I'm pretty excited about this. I think mine's kind of going to be a shocker.
Alrighty.
I'm seeing it on your paper, so
Are you?
yeah.
All right.
Cheater.
Who's going first?
I
You
mean,
haven't
she
gone
knows yours,
first.
so go for it.
Yeah.
All right. So my favorite, and this morning I wouldn't have really known it was my favorite until I really sat down and thought about it. Wall-E.
Yep. There you go. Two of us. That's my favorite too.
Is it
Wall-E
really?
Yeah.
is, first of all, he's adorable.
Yes.
Second of all,
Wall-E.
I'm into like sustainability and like saving the earth and the environment. Like I like all of that stuff. I'm into it. And the fact that Wall-E tackles such big issues.
Mm.
Yeah.
It really like
And he
big
doesn't
issues.
talk.
No,
He
doesn't
says
talk.
his name and he says Eva, and that's about it. Like,
And he has all like the old like Marlon Brando like old.
no, it's Hello Dolly.
Is that what it is? There's a couple of
Yeah.
different things.
No,
though.
it's
No,
all
it's
Hello
it's
Dolly.
all
Is it
Hello
really?
Dolly. Yeah.
Put on
I need
your
to rewatch
Sunday
it.
clothes
Brad,
when you
let me
feel
tell you,
down and out.
whenever because this movie came out before because
2008.
yeah, so me and Brian went to the same high school, and our musical department decided to do Hello Dolly, and I didn't know what Hello Dolly was. But then whenever I saw them practice it, because I was one of the spotlighters, because free money and free fun.
Hey, guess
Yeah.
what? I was Irene Malloy in high school.
Were you really?
The hat lady, yeah.
That is hilarious.
The ribbons down your back girl, that was my role.
Mhm.
Yep.
I love that.
That's cool.
But whenever I first saw it, when I saw them like rehearsing, and then I started hearing them do the pieces, I was like, "Holy shit, this is from Wall-E." I was like, "Oh my
this
god!"
is from Wall-E.
Yeah.
No, backwards.
Yeah, exactly. But
I love the fact that it tackles like consumerism and like people wanting more and more and more, whether it's food or it's stuff or like whatever.
Yeah, they do eat a lot of food there.
They
now.
do.
They do.
Like,
They
but
don't
even
move.
obesity.
Oh,
Hold on.
guys, we got Molly.
But I mean, it tackles obesity. All of them are like stuck in those chairs. They're all like they never move. They just sit and eat, and like everything is convenient for them. The nostalgia thing about like new isn't always better. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think that's the reason they put Hello Dolly in there was
yeah.
because that's another like hint at that nostalgia feeling. And then of course, like obviously like humans' impact on the environment.
Yeah, it clearly
that's
shows
really
that they
important.
fucked up.
Yes.
Yeah. And
So
I think what was the reason? They left because they fucked up the world so bad, so they left. And Wally is supposed to like,
Clean
fix
it
the
up.
place up.
there was
but
too
then
much
they noticed
waste.
it
There
was
was
a
too much
plant, right?
garbage everywhere.
Yeah, they couldn't live there because there
Yeah.
weren't any plants. Like there wasn't oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
And when they sent Eve to try and find plants.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
that's
when
what it was.
he found a little seedling and like put it in a boot, and he was like, "This is my friend."
Mhm.
And she saw it, and when she saw it, she like automatically scanned it, and then remember she like shuts down, and they have to take her back because then they're like, "Oh, Earth's inhabitable because we have this one small
Yeah.
plant."
And
not
that's
how it works,
also a
but-
movie I want to see with a sequel.
Yeah.
How did it end? They plant it.
They come back to Earth, pretty much. All of them come back to Earth, and they try
he
to rebuild.
basically inspires them to come back to Earth, and like they start cleaning it up.
But how can you survive with the oxygen from just one tiny little plant, though?
I think
Like-
I think it shows that like
Disney
other plants.
magic.
I think it shows other plants
Disney
growing,
magic.
though.
It's Boo from
my God.
Brave.
Oh my God.
You're
That
welcome.
Wally's just set like way in the future.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Like way in the future. So I'm sure they had ways to, clean it up.
Have you guys seen the movie Passengers
Yes. Great movie.
with J-Law?
Fantastic movie.
Chris Pratt.
Who's the guy? Yes. So you know how like they make that garden like on the ship,
Mhm.
and everybody wakes up and then they're like surrounded by life. I
Mhm.
kind of feel like that could be sort of what they would go for.
What the sequel would
with
look like.
Wall-E, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's this quote. Hello, I'm Julia, and I'm like this. And it's hold on, let me look it up. It's something like true leadership is planting trees under whose shade you don't expect to sit, or something
Yes.
like that. Do you know
Yes,
that
I've
thing
heard
I'm
that
talking about?
before.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, people before us may have totally screwed up the earth, but you know what? Today I can do something about it.
Yep.
And I might be one, but I'm one.
Well,
Exactly.
and
Like,
it's kind of funny because I'll bring this up now. So, Andrew Stanton, who directed this movie, couple of really cool things about him. Like when they were making this, he also directed Finding Nemo, and
that had a pretty good message too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing about it is when they were coming up with what they wanted to do with Wall-E, he felt like they did such a good job with underwater physics and making Finding Nemo look like it was in the ocean, that he thought they could tackle space and do it really well and do this like post-apocalyptic world. Because that's something completely
way outfield.
Usually sunshine and rainbows. This was like,
it was
it's kind of dark if you really
It's
think
dark.
about it, So this kind of gave him the courage to like want to do something that ambitious. But here's the kind of cool thing. You'll think this is cool.
Okay.
So he's a Christian.
Yeah.
He named Eve after Eve as in Adam and Eve.
Okay, she's first.
Because he felt like Wally's loneliness paralleled Adam's, and Eve, like them coming together is what saved the human race, basically.
Except Eve totally screwed humanity over.
Yes,
but it's fine.
But he basically said that Eve uses the plant to tell humanity to return to Earth and get rid of the obesity and get rid of the consumerism and all of the stuff that plagued them. And I thought that was an interesting parallel. You know what I mean? But he also, he was asked if he was trying to make like a socially criticizing film. And here's what he had to say. He said, "I realized the point I was trying to push with these two programmed robots was the desire for them to try and figure out what the point of living was. I think that's awesome."
Yeah.
And then he said it took these really irrational acts of love to sort of discover them against how they were built. I realized that's a perfect metaphor for life. We all fall into our habits, our routines, our ruts, consciously or unconsciously, to avoid living, to avoid having to do the messy part, to avoid having relationships with other people or dealing with the person next to us. That's why we get on our cell phones and we don't have to deal with each other. And he thought that was a perfect amplification of the whole point of the movie, and he wanted to run with science in a way that would logically project that. That's awesome to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think Wall-E just had the biggest, most in-depth substance of a movie.
It really did.
Pixar.
And I think it's the most... the thing about Pixar movies is all of their messages are very like character based, like your character and who you are as a person. Wall-E was more like, these are real world issues that like kids like that generation, our generation, the generation after us, you know, from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, even today, they're the ones who are going to have to figure out climate change and like all of these real world issues of consumerism and, you know, our impact on the environment and obesity, all these things. And I think it was just it's kind of a cool like subtext that Wall-E lays, you know what I mean? So I love Wall-E. I think it's my favorite. Thinking back, it's my favorite.
One of my favorites too, and I knew that from the get-go. Honestly, I loved Wall-E. I mean, I mainly love Wall-E because it was Wall-E, but also the messages behind it was what really got me too.
So
now, Julia, what do you got?
Okay.
You only get one for the rest of your life. Which one are you gonna watch?
Well, I picked 2 shorts and then one because I love the shorts. Am I allowed to do that? No.
Interesting though.
I
Do
mean,
I need to say no?
Go for it. I'm
You're
excited
allowed
now.
to break the rules.
Okay, so I love like I could just watch the shorts for forever. What?
I said you're allowed to break the rules and be wrong.
I'm sorry. I like the shorts. You didn't give me a category for them.
Just go. You're good.
Okay, so my first favorite short is Jerry's Game, where the old man plays chess with himself.
Oh yeah.
That's so
That's
funny.
good.
And then
Bao, right?
Huh?
Bao.
No, that's the Dumpling Child. Have you seen that one, Miguel?
I have not.
Oh, don't watch it. It's weird.
It's weird.
This lady is she in China or Japan?
I think it's China.
She makes dumplings for her son and husband,
Ugh.
and then the son grows up, and then one day she imagines that the
son is a dumpling. This dumpling like came to life, and she like raises it as her son.
And then they have a fight, and she eats him.
Like the son gets older, and then like they have a fight, and he goes to like move out. And she gets mad and she eats him, and that's the short.
Yeah. Well, like, no, he really is an actual person, and she like uses the dumpling to cope with her son's move. I don't know. It's weird.
Weird.
But
I'm gonna watch it.
Weird.
It's called Bao. B-A-O.
Okay.
Anyway, so my first one is Jerry's Game, and my second one is For the Birds. Have you ever seen that?
Yes, you showed me that. It's like it's like 3 minutes.
So funny. So these birds are on this like telephone pole, and they're just these little baby birds, and they're like, that's how they talk to each other. And then this one big, huge, like flamingo-sized bird comes in, and he's like, wah, 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 wah. That's how he talks. And they're like, who is this guy? And they make fun of him with each other. And they end up like when he sits on the telephone line, he like weighs it down. So they end up going all the way to the ground, and they're like pecking at his claws to get him to get off. And he ends up dropping to the ground, and they look at each other, and the telephone line is right next to the wire, and they shoot up, and then they come back, and they all lost their feathers. It's so funny because it teaches a lesson. You shouldn't make fun of people who are different from you, because you know what? That's fine that they're different. Okay, anyway.
Okay,
all right,
I like that one.
My actual movie is Coco.
Okay. Haha, yeah.
I love Coco.
I like that one.
Coco is very good, man. That was one that I really, honestly, it may have been between Wall-E and Coco.
Coco is so good.
I agree with that too, because I don't know, that was like one of the first like predominantly Latino Pixar movie that they had, and I was excited for that. Also, the music is brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
without a doubt.
I don't know, Coco. I like Coco, but it's not for the same reasons that I like Finding Nemo and Toy Story and Monsters Inc. Those are nostalgic for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we were growing up then. But Coco is more just like, and it took me a couple of times watching it to realize how creative Coco is and how deep it is in like the Latino stuff and in like how all the music is portrayed. Like, it's legit. You know what I mean?
Like, it really
did their homework with it.
Yeah. Like whenever, I mean, I'm not Mexican, I'm Salvadoran, but the way they presented Dia de los Muertos was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends, they absolutely love that movie because they're like, man, they really nailed it. Like, they really got it correctly. Because that's what they were worried about. They thought they were just going to like make it commercialized and everything, but they really made their mark.
They're not going to do, like, I mean, it's the same thing of, like, they studied jazz. to make soul.
Yes.
Like they're not gonna do something crappy just for the sake of putting it out there.
A lot of
I mean-
movies have done that, and that have tried to. There's been a few movies that have tried to bring in Latin heritage, and they didn't get it right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so they received some flack.
well,
But
yeah.
Coco really did a really good job, and I don't know, it was just such a beautiful movie. It was a big twist. Do you know about the
It
twist?
was. Yeah.
Yeah, I
it
was like, whoa.
With the bell,
Mhm.
like with all that going on and the food poisoning. That's
No,
what I'm
with who fuck, I forgot, because he was trying to look for what's his name
Oh
when they found
yeah.
out that
When
they
he
found that he
realized
wasn't
he's
Mhm.
No,
the
yeah.
actual singer guy.
Yeah.
He was a fake. Yeah, that was pretty dope. I like that.
well,
And
sorry.
the last song, what's it called? Remember Me? Beautiful.
Remember me.
Yep.
Though I have to say goodbye. Okay, so listen.
I just like every time that the one guy's on camera, they're like, chorizo! Chorizo!
Okay, so I really like it. Well, first of all, it's an excellent movie to leave for a sub
Yes.
with my class.
Yes.
Amazing. Like, okay, no, for
It
real.
really is.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's only so many times I can show Beethoven Lives Upstairs before my kids want to kill me. Like, let's just be real.
I tried to show that one time and they were like, no. I said, okay.
Beethoven Lives Upstairs?
Yeah, they're like, we've seen it 6 times already. I
Yeah,
was like,
because
okay.
those composer series movies are high quality, but they are limited in
And they're dated.
quantity that they are. And the kids know that. So, Coco is good to leave for a sub, which I like. But also, I didn't see it in the theaters. I think I was kind of like, what is this? Like, I don't know, whatever. And then my brother, who is also a music teacher, told me and my mom, who is a retired music teacher,
Long line.
yeah, this line of session. He was like, you guys need to watch this. And we watched it together. It was before we were married because I still live with my parents.
Yeah.
And we were both like sobbing by the end because my grandmother, my mom's mom, died from Alzheimer's.
Mhm.
So it was like the whole, like, it's about music. It's about loving old people even when they don't remember you. Like,
Yeah.
just all encompassing, solid movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is why I love that. I love that Mexican tradition in Dia de los Muertos, because it's pretty much honoring the dead. Like, there's one year where they just honor all the dead, and they have this belief that, you know, you leave stuff out and
they
they
come back.
visit. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And it's
that's
just a
good.
beautiful thing.
That's good to teach kids too, like
Mhm.
as a cultural reference if you're studying like
Absolutely.
Mexican like folk music
Mhm.
or folk art. My art teacher talks about it a lot because initially kids are like, oh, it's like Halloween. And you're like, no,
No,
it is
very
not the
different.
same thing as
Yeah.
Halloween, but they can't wrap their head around
Mhm.
the difference.
Mhm.
So now that Coco is out, they get it and it's really
Yeah.
good. He
Yeah,
has the
very
same name as you. His name's Miguel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Let me tell you, my name has come out in a lot of movies and TV shows recently. I'm like, wow, okay, it's getting popular.
You're a
I'm
There you
pretty
go.
impressed. Yeah.
Remember me.
No one has yet to reference me as the kid from Coco. They always reference me as Dora's cousin.
Oh, is
Diego.
that his name?
Yeah, no, it's Diego, but they always reference me as Dora's cousin.
I know Boots.
You know Boots? That's
Yeah.
the monkey.
Do 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 Dora. Do 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 Dora. Swipe or no swiping. Swipe or no swiping.
Have you seen that live action movie of Dora?
No.
That
Honestly, it looks kind of good.
I
It
think
looks
I
there's
think
I
there's
watch
a
it.
scene. There is a scene, I think, where
Like action,
'cause-
right?
yeah, where Dora talks to the camera, like, you know how she does, and like when she's trying to teach Spanish.
Where
and
do
the
I
father-
need tickets from my backpack? Yeah.
Yeah. But she said she went to the camera, faced him, and she was talking to them. And Michael Pena, who is the father, he's
Yeah.
over here sitting eating. He's like, who is she talking to? But she just completely continues on, and then Michael Pena looks at the mother, and she's like, she'll grow out of that. Like, it's just really hilarious.
So it
That's
like
funny.
acknowledges the fact that she breaks the third wall and it's weird.
Yeah, Pretty
Okay.
much, it's hilarious. So yeah, I
Fourth
totally
wall,
agree.
fourth
Yeah,
wall.
fourth wall. That's what it
Sorry.
was. but mad respect that you like Coco.
Yeah.
I'm glad a lot of people liked it.
I must say, I think the best quality about Pixar is that they do their homework, and
They do.
whatever it is, whether it's underwater physics and different sea creatures to, the Day of the Dead, to Monsters Inc., and just creating their worlds, and the creative minds that they have on staff. They do their homework. They take the time to plan out what each of those worlds is going to look like, and they're fantastic at it. So
Absolutely.
I think everybody's a Pixar fan for life.
And Pixar is going to be around for a long time. It's basically going to be it's still a very new avenue in the filmmaking business. So there's a lot of growing. It's going to be plenty of animated movies coming out pretty soon, and for the future to come. So I mean, I'm excited for anything Pixar comes out. Is there any new projects coming out? Because I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, they have Lightyear, which is coming out, which is completely different.
Oh, it's about Buzz Aldrin, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's not about Buzz.
Yeah, well, that's what I was confused about is, when I saw that Chris Evans was playing Buzz, it's not Tim Allen's Buzz that's with Woody and all the toys. It's a different Buzz. So it'll be a different, just a different tale, but I mean, I think it'll be fun. It'll be cool.
There's one coming out this year called Luca.
Yeah.
I don't know. A boy on the Italian Riviera befriends a sea monster. Ooh.
That's exciting.
Italian.
Yeah.
Dabble in that Italian.
Wow. I don't think they've. They kind of no. They haven't dabbled in any Italian.
No.
Stuff. I know Julia said she showed one of her favorite shorts. Do you know what one of my favorite shorts was? Lava.
Somebody to lava.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Plus, I love Hawaiian culture. It's a beautiful culture, and I saw Moana. Love that movie too.
Moana's great too.
Yeah, and then but whenever I saw Lava, I mean, I don't know. It's just the vibe that short gave. It was just absolutely spectacular.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what it is. Do you have a short that you like, Brad?
I don't know. I honestly, the only short I really can think of is Bow.
Brad's not a short guy.
I'm not. I'm not as familiar with all the shorts, but I mean,
Piper's good.
I guess Bow is a good one. I'll have to check it out.
I know they're on Disney Plus, so I guess I ought to check out more.
They put a bunch of new ones too.
Did they?
We need to watch them.
Yeah, we'll have to check out some of the new ones. But alrighty, guys, I think that is going to do it for us for episode 8 of Let's Talk Movies. I want to thank you all for listening, taking the time out of your day to hang out with us, spend your time with us. We want to hear what you have to think. What's your favorite Pixar movie? What's your least favorite? Which one do you think deserves a proper sequel? Be sure to leave us a comment if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening on Spotify or Apple or Google or Breaker or any of the other podcast platforms. I ask that you tweet at us. Our Twitter handle is @WeTalkTheMovies. It's also the same for Instagram. Let us know what you have to say. We want to keep building this community and interacting with you guys. I know the Super Bowl is Sunday. Miguel and I will be back to do a whole bunch of those trailer reactions, because the rumor has it that there's going to be a whole bunch of movie trailers dropping during the Super Bowl. So we will be there to cover that. You got anything else?
Yeah, I was going to say, for Instagram, guys, we're near 100 followers. We're at 87 right now. So, I mean, for those of you that have been with us since the beginning, keep sharing us, keep showing it to your friends. So let's hit 100, guys. I'm excited.
Absolutely. All right. We will talk to you guys soon. Peace.
All righty.